Hi, my name is Tanny. This is the first time I've done a video in regards to fertility treatments that my husband and I have been through over the years. My husband and I have been together since 2000, and we moved in together shortly after that. Quick rundown. And then we got married in 2004, but hadn't really been preventing pregnancy since about 2000, middle of 2002. Um, we obviously we're not conceiving. We tried for a couple years. We were I went to see a doctor and he did a lap on me to see if there was anything wrong and said there was nothing wrong to keep trying. So we did that for another year. Come 2007, I was just frustrated and didn't quite understand what was going on. So we went to see a different doctor, and she did an HSG test on me, HSG test to check my tubes, and my tubes were blocked. So that whole entire time, we had been wasting our time essentially, and it turned out we ended up being referred to a IVF clinic, and we met with that doctor a couple months later and basically started IVF process right away. IVF number one was in October of 2007, and that cycle unfortunately was canceled the day or two before retrieval because I was not responding to the medication properly. So then in 2000, we thought we wouldn't be able to go forward with another cycle until 2008, but we got a call a couple weeks after the first cycle canceled, and they told us that we could do the November-December cycle that year. So on Christmas Eve, or 2 days before Christmas Eve, which just happens to be my birthday of 2007, we concluded with our second cycle and had our beta done, and I was pregnant. So um, that pregnancy resulted in our son, our precious son Elijah, and he is now almost 4. Um, we did have some hiccups through that pregnancy, but are very blessed to have him. And then, obviously we didn't try again for some time. We had some financial problems. The economy wasn't so great, so we both did go out of work at one point, and so on and so forth. So we ended up moving into a new house. Things started to look up, so we thought we would try again. So in 2011, we seen a new clinic in our local city instead of traveling to the other one that was 2 hours away, and decided to go forth with him with IVF. We did a fresh cycle we didn't have any embryos frozen from our second cycle, so our second IVF cycle. So our cycle with this doctor in April of 2011, that was IVF number 3, was canceled about 6 days before retrieval because, again, I wasn't responding properly to the meds. I'm not sure what happened there. He said, it was because my body was different than it was years before. I'm not quite sure how I understand that, but anyways. Um, so I was pretty devastated by that cycle being canceled. I never really thought that that would happen, being that we had gotten pregnant with that other one, with the second cycle. So um, we took a bit of a break and, tried to save up some more money. We did another fresh cycle in October of 2011, which ended up to be a quite successful retrieval. I think we had 16 retrieved, 15 fertilized, which my doctor was like absolutely amazed with. I think out of the actually there's 16 follicles, 15 eggs from those follicles, 15 eggs fertilized. Um, and I think out of those 15, we transferred 3 excellent extended blasts. 5 days later. And then there were two that weren't very good, so they just, got rid of those. But the rest were frozen. But unfortunately, that cycle ended with a chemical pregnancy. So I was pretty devastated again. My husband and I we didn't understand what was going on. So again, we took a few months break and decided we would do a embryo transfer in February of 2012. Um, Everything seemed to be going well. My beta came back positive but low. I ended up having a miscarriage, an early miscarriage for that, unfortunately. At that point, I became quite depressed and upset, and kind of had given up some hope. Took a long, long, long needed break. To me, this is long anyway. And we have now entered our second frozen embryo cycle. This is July of 2012. And today was the first day I started my Lupron injection for the suppression of my ovaries. So we're gunning, sorry, for an August 25th transfer. And we'll be thawing 3 embryos. And if all survive, we'll be transferring all of them. And then we will have 3 embryos left after that. So we kind of have 2 shots left, and then after that, we've decided as a couple that that's it. If unfortunately those don't work, then we will be moving on with our life and being blessed with our son. It kind of helps us put things into perspective a little bit. So that's a bit of a rundown of what's going on or what's gone on with us in the past, and I'm hoping that I'll update this regularly and let you know how things are going. I'm not going to be one of those kind of people that show you how to do the injections because I just I'm just not. Um, but I can definitely discuss that. So, and my experience with different medications. So, all right, so I will be talking to you soon.